In the realm of documented encounters, one particularly compelling case emerges from Krakow in the early 1900s. A young bride-to-be named Esther fell inexplicably mute just days before her wedding, leading her deeply religious family into panic. Without warning, she erupted into an emotional frenzy, speaking in a guttural male voice and issuing accusatory proclamations of betrayal and broken promises. Her utterances included intimate details only known to her late fiancé, who had died under mysterious circumstances shortly after their secret engagement. Her family, rooted in strong Hasidic tradition, summoned a Baal Shem, one versed in Kabbalistic ritual and spiritual exorcism. Over several days, he led a tense sequence of rituals involving sacred texts, incantations, and ritual objects, including a shofar and a silver amulet. Witnesses claimed an overwhelming chill filled the room during the climax of the ceremony. Candles extinguished themselves in still air, and Esther's body convulsed violently before she collapsed. Upon regaining consciousness, she was reportedly freed of the spirit, but permanently scarred by the ordeal. She never married and never spoke of the incident again, leaving only a cryptic diary entry later found by relatives. He found his voice in me and now he sleeps. Another widely circulated narrative originates from Saved, Israel, a city steeped in Kabbalistic history and known for its spiritual intensity. In the 1920s, a Jewish merchant named Reuven ben Shlomo reported a disturbing transformation in his teenage daughter Miriam. Over the course of several weeks, she began to mutter complex Aramaic phrases in her sleep, phrases consistent with Zoharic commentary rarely studied outside rabbinical circles. These midnight sessions soon escalated. Furniture shifted inexplicably, and Miriam was seen floating inches above her bed, her limbs rigid. Concern for her safety and the sanctity of the home, Reuven enlisted Rabbi Yosef Karo EY, a descendant of the famed author of the Shulchan Aruch. Over 3 nights, the rabbi led prayers of protection, burnt rue and myrrh, and invoked the Sefer Raziel Hamalach. The girl's torment ceased following a climactic ritual where a clay vessel cracked during the recitation of Psalm 91. According to local belief, the shattering of the vessel marked the spirit's expulsion, believed to be that of a 14th century scholar who had died during a plague, his work on divine names incomplete. Though science remained silent, the girl's abrupt return to health and peace solidified the event as a miraculous intervention within the local community. What makes the Dybbuk singular in the global catalogue of ghost traditions is its complex, paradoxical status. Not as a fiend to be extinguished, but as a soul entangled in an unresolved moral knot. Unlike the archetypal demon or poltergeist that terrorizes indiscriminately, the Dybbuk is drawn to specific individuals with whom it shares unfinished emotional or spiritual business. Its malevolence is not inherent but symptomatic of profound inner torment, of ethical debts unpaid. This dimension situates the Dybbuk not just within folklore, but at the heart of theological debate. Can justice truly be served if a soul perishes in despair? And does the living world bear any responsibility to heal the wounds of the dead? This layered moral architecture has allowed the Dybbuk to transcend genre fiction and occupy an enduring role in rabbinic discourse and mystical literature. Contemporary scholarship remains fragmented on the Dybbuk's true nature and purpose. Rachel Elia, of the Hebrew University, a prominent scholar in Jewish mysticism, views Dybbuk tales as part of a pedagogical framework, stories designed to encode Kabbalistic values through allegory. These narratives, she argues, preserve oral traditions that explore reincarnation, soul repair, tikkun, and divine justice. In contrast, sociologists like Dr. Jeffrey Gurok interpret Dybbuk accounts through the prism of historical trauma. Following violent episodes such as the Shemielniki massacres or the Nazi pogroms, the communal psyche needed outlets for grief and rage. The Dybbuk served this need, a ghost made from memory, sorrow and resistance. Seen through this lens, Dybbuk tales offer catharsis, not just for victims of possession, but for entire communities seeking meaning in chaos. Yet, it is perhaps within this very ambiguity that the Dybbuk's enduring power resides. It defies rigid categorization, operating both as a supernatural force and a deeply human metaphor. Its stories, passed down through hushed synagogue corners and candlelit family kitchens, do not beg for verification but provoke introspection. They challenge us to reflect on our moral legacy, on how unresolved love or guilt might echo beyond the grave. In this way, the Dybbuk becomes more than folklore. It becomes a sacred cautionary tale, reminding each generation of the thin veil separating redemption from regret. Its haunting presence lingers not in shadows, but in the questions we leave unanswered and the obligations we fail to resolve.